Hey YouTube, Devin here with Comics and Stuff. Happy Saturday. Finally, a post on time. I hope everybody enjoyed their holidays, Christmas and New Year's. For me, it was a wonderful time. I spent a little time in Minnesota, in which I died in -1 degree weather, which I've never been in before, so that was awesome. Hence the lack of the last couple weeks of posts. I was enjoying the holidays with my family. I hope you all had an opportunity to do the same. Yeah, that's really it. Hope everybody's been enjoying their new year. This January has been awesome. I have started a new job for myself, so I've been training, and today's my first real day off since the new year started, so I am excited to get this video to you. This is always one of my most anticipated videos of the year. This is my Comics to Invest in for the Future 2019 edition. So what is this video? This will be the fourth time I've done it. So 2016, 17, 18, and 19. This is the fourth time that I have come up with a list of books to invest in for the year. Normally, I try to stick to around 10 books. I don't want to convolute the list too much with meager things or things that are too expensive. I don't try to underdo the list. This year, I think I have a decent list. There are technically 12 books, however, some of them have things to do with each other, so, it's really more like 7 or 8, but I think that they are all good buys. And yeah, I just kind of want to jump right into it, so if you guys are curious about what to invest in my opinion, in 2019, most of these I think are going to be like sleeper books. They're not going to get expensive till much later in the year, or maybe potentially even early next year, but I think that these would be a good investment, or at least a fun hunt for some rare and good books. Keep in mind, if you've never seen these videos before, I try not to do books that are too insanely expensive. I try to do books that are cheap-ish as of now, so that they can grow in value over time. I will be giving you guys, the most reasonable price, I think, for these books, and I will try to keep them under $300 or in the $300 range or below. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, so I'm just going to hop right into it. So the first book on my list, there's actually 4 of them that all fall into this category. Like I said, some of them have to do stuff with each other, which are Hellboy books. Now, as you guys all know, David Harbour is going to be doing the new Hellboy movie, and there has been a lot of buzz around the internet, different comic book communities about this new Hellboy movie. It's rated R. It has the Blood Queen. It looks awesome. It looks badass. It looks like it sticks to the source material. I'm really excited for it, and so I've seen a small spike in some Hellboy stuff. So I'm going to tell you about the 4 key issues for Hellboy, or I guess the 4 biggest key issues for Hellboy that I think would be a good idea to invest in while you still can. First being Dime Press number 4, which is actually an Italian comic. It's not even American. It came out in like 1993 or maybe 92, and that was the very first drawing of Hellboy on a published piece of art, or maybe the second one, but Hellboy's on the cover in black and white. It looks really cool. I've always wanted this. I want to get it and get it signed by Mike Mignola, who is always at the Rose City Comic Con down in Portland. Now, this book, in high grade, like a 9.4-ish maybe, will go for about $300. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how expensive it'll be as you go lower in grade. So about $300 for a high grade Dime Press number 4. There's also San Diego Comic-Con Comics number 2, which would be the first appearance of Hellboy in American comic books. That came out in 1994, I think, and that in a high grade 9.6 range is going at about $320, and going lower as you get to a lower grade. So like me personally, I'll be investing in 5.0s. Just because I'm a budget collector and I like the books anyways at a 5.0, so there's that. There's Next Men, number 23, with Hellboy on the cover, and that is the first full-color appearance of Hellboy. I don't remember what year that came out at, but that is in a high-grade 9.6 range-ish at about $105, so not bad. And then last but not least would be the very first actual Hellboy comic, which is Hellboy Seed of Destruction, his first solo storyline. And in high grade 9.6, 9.8 range, well, actually, no, 9.6, not 9.8, but 9.6, you're looking at about $90, which is probably the cheapest on that list. So those are 4 Hellboy books that I think that you could, really invest in. For those of you who know me, I love Hellboy. I have a big fat Hellboy tattoo on my right leg. Hellboy that's my guy. I love it. Next, so we all know that there's a Shazam movie coming out. It's been officially released, officially announced. There's been the trailer. It looks hilarious. It looks awesome. It looks well written. Great choice of actor. And so Shazam #1 from DC Comics will sell for about in like a mid-high grade, like 8.0 range. That'll sell for about $110. Now, mind you, I'm not doing Wiz Comics or Master Comics, which are the real first appearances of Captain Marvel, aka Shazam, or Captain Marvel Jr., all that stuff, because a Wiz Comics #2, that's thousands of dollars, and it is his first appearance. Same thing with like the first appearance of Black Adam, things like that. But I did learn that the bad guy for this Shazam movie is actually Dr. Sivana, who is his first actual villain, not Black Adam. So a lot of people have been hopping on the Black Adam bandwagon. It's like, let's go buy Black Adam stuff because that's going to be his, the villain. But nope, it's Dr. Sivana. So unfortunately, the Black Adam book, unless they come out with a sequel that has Black Adam as the bad guy, I don't see that book climbing any more than it already has. But the first appearance of Shazam in the Silver Age is with DC Comics after they acquired, I think it was Fawcett Comics that owned Shazam. So, that's a great book to invest in. Next, I think all of you guys have heard that Batwoman is getting her own CW TV show, and we've had a lot of success with this. Anytime that a CW TV show pops up and a DC character gets their own show, they've always been fairly successful. Flash being the most successful superhero television show of all time. Also, and it's called the Arrowverse because it started with Green Arrow. Now they have Supergirl, and now they have Black Lightning, even though Black Lightning hasn't actually crossed over to the rest of the Arrowverse. They have Legends of Tomorrow, and that's a thing. So if you guys remember in the early 2000s, there's a series called 52. Now there's 2 issues of 52 that I think that anybody would be smart to invest in. There's 52 #7 and 52 #11. #7 is the first appearance of Kate Kane, who is the Batgirl in the show. And that's just as a character. And then #11 is actually the first appearance of Kate Kane in the Batwoman, attire with like the flowing red hair and all that stuff. Now 52 #7 in high grade 9.8 condition will run you about $110, and 52 #11, which is first Batwoman in costume of Kate Kane, that's going to run you about $130 in high grade, so 9.8 ish. So there's that. Next on my list is Umbrella Academy with no number because it's from the Free Comic Book Day edition of Umbrella Academy, which was technically their first comic instead of Umbrella Academy #1. So that's going to run you about $125 in a 9.8 grade. So for those of you who don't know, Umbrella Academy is a book from Dark Horse Comics, and they are getting their own Netflix TV show. This one is really interesting because it was written and created by a fella named Gerard Way. For those of you who don't know, he was actually the frontman lead singer for the band My Chemical Romance, and he's actually delved into comic books before. He's also written a few issues of Batgirl and a couple other things, but he created and wrote the Umbrella Academy, and I really enjoy it. It's not like it was a super long, crazy series, but I have seen that book pick up a little steam. So about $125, like I said right now, for the Free Comic Book Day edition of Umbrella Academy. Next, now this one's a little interesting. So if anybody reads the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide, if any of you guys pay attention to Hot Comics or listen to any blogs or vlogs or podcasts or whatever about comic book investing, one thing that you'll have heard and read over the last at least 3 or 4 years, war comics have picked up steam tremendously. Anyways, and war comics have been doing really well on the market. They are selling for record prices. Our Army at War #83, first appearance of Sergeant Rock. I mean, that's like that's like $1,000 for a really, really low grade. Like there's one on eBay right now for it's like a 1.8 going for like almost $1,000. So war comics have gotten insanely expensive, especially with the release of the Captain America movies, or I guess the Captain America trilogy, Captain America War comics, especially like covers with Hitler getting punched or with the Axis powers getting, their asses handed to them. Those have really, really exploded in value. One thing that hasn't reached war comics yet is stuff about the Cold War. World War II comics, all the rage. Everybody's collecting them. Everybody's buying them up. They are expensive. I can't buy a World War II comic without handing somebody my leg as well as my entire wallet. But I think an untapped market would be comic books about the Cold War. So my next recommendation would be Marvel Family number 77. And that's a cool cover. It's a beautiful cover. I absolutely love the Russian Soviet hand just with the claws, and it's holding them all down, and there's blood and stuff. And it's a lot of red, and you see the star and all that. So I think Cold War comics are going to probably start to get a little more expensive as the World War II fandom or phase or whatever has you starts to calm down. It could take a few years, but I would highly recommend at least looking into collecting a few of these. This book, the most recent sale, I think was about $160, maybe $200 at a mid-grade around a 6.0. They are a little scarce, but they are good to collect, and DC does a decent amount of war comics as well. They have Star Spangled War stories, Our Army at War, there's a few. There's also stuff from like EC Comics and Marvel that you can find, but anything really Cold War related, I think it would be a good investment just for the future. Next, we have Wonder Woman Volume 2, let me look at my note, number 7. Now, why that one? That's the first appearance of Dr. Minerva whatever, who's going to be playing Cheetah, who is going to be the bad guy in the new upcoming Wonder Woman 1984 movie. Now, the original Cheetah first appeared in Wonder Woman number 7 or 8 or something like that, back in the golden age of comics, but that book is in the couple $1,000 range. However, that's not the Cheetah that's going to be in the Wonder Woman movie. The one in the Wonder Woman movie is Dr. Minerva something or other. And I'm sorry, I'm blanking on her name. But that one in a high, like 9.6 grade, you're looking at about $150, $155. So still relatively cheap. And, who knows how the actor is going to perform? Who knows how successful the movie is going to be? It's all kind of a gamble. That's why you're investing. I think that it would be a great pickup for anybody, really. First appearance of the Cheetah. And the last thing on my list is Swamp Thing number 1. Now, all of you guys know DC has started their new streaming thing called DC Access, and that's where you can watch all of the DC shows, including the new Young Justice Outsiders. You can watch the new Teen Titans, which I think looks weird, but it apparently is really good, so I need to maybe check it out. But it's also going to be home to the new Swamp Thing TV show, and Swamp Thing has been a fan favorite for years. Bernie Wrightson is a legend, and that's the guy who created Swamp Thing, if those of you don't know. And Swamp Thing has become has a cult following. The first appearance of Swamp Thing, which is House of Secrets number 92, that book is running for maybe like $1,000 for like a lower grade, 3.0 ish book. But you get to Swamp Thing number 1, which is still a key book for the character, and in mid to high grade, like 8.0 ish, 8.5, you're looking at $250, and that number can only really grow. There's one on eBay right now that's signed, going for about $300 in a mid grade, so that's an option for you. And those are my recommendations for comics to invest in 2019. Now, is this list complete? No, by any means is it not complete. Is this list all completely factual? All the first appearances of, yes, they're factual, but do I know that they're for sure going to go up in price? I don't see the future. These are just my thoughts and my opinions. If you don't agree with them, if you think that there's other books that you could have invested in, please put it in the comments below. I would love to hear everybody's thoughts, see what everybody thinks. And that's really it, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching me talk about books I think would be a smart idea to invest in. It's a little bittersweet since I'm closing the YouTube channel at the end of the year, so this is the last time I'll be doing this, but make sure that you guys are following the Instagram, because I'll be keeping that up forever, and continually posting to it. Follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, all that stuff. And, keep watching me throughout the year because I got some really great surprises coming up, at the end of the year. Got a really cool trip going on. Tune in next week. Don't touch that dial, whatever. We'll see you next time. All right. Enjoy your week.